Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back for our first review of season 7. Let me start off by apologizing for the way I sound. I have come down with something. I still don't know yet if it's my allergies or if it's an actual cold, but you hear how I sound. Have my goodies on deck. So I'm apologizing in advance for any yuckiness. But I want to make sure that I get this video out. I hope you can hear me. I'm gonna try to project. But yeah, I'm sounding a little bit more manly. Like I don't already sound like that sometimes anyway. I'm sounding a little bit more than I normally do. But let's go ahead and start the review. So, Cody is heading over to Robin's house to get ready to celebrate Dayton and Mary's birthday. So from here on out, is Meri supposed to always celebrate her birthday with Dayton? Like, does she always have to have a party with him? Because at this point, this is the second time that we've seen them throw them a joint party. Not saying that it doesn't make sense from a financial standpoint, but if I was 40, I don't think I would want to be having a joint party with a 14-year-old. It just doesn't seem like it's that much of a party. They talk about how the commitment celebration was 2 months ago and how with them living in Vegas for 3 years and them being in the homes for almost a year, that they're proud now that they have this family mission statement and that the commitment ceremony helped them to be reunited as one family. I don't see it as that. But for them, for some reason, this meant a lot. I feel like that they needed to do more work to be one family, but that's what they're saying, so that's what we're going to go with. We see that Cody is making steaks, and for the first time in many seasons, we've actually seen that Cody has not burnt them. I was like, okay, let me find out. Cody finally learned how to turn down that fire or not put it directly on that flame. I'm not a griller. That's not my role. I'll cook, but grilling, I know your lane, okay? And that's not my lane, but I know to do better than Cody with him burning up everything. So, Cody says that this is a busy month because it's Dayton's birthday and Mary's birthday since they're on the same day. It's also his and Janelle's anniversary. And then 2 days after that, it's Cody's birthday. I still feel that the fact that both Janelle and Cody planned their anniversary near Mary's birthday was selfish, because what kind of celebration can Meri really have for her birthday when immediately following after it is your anniversary? Still seems a little selfish to me. We see that the party's over. All the parents sit down to have a meeting about their potential talk with the investors because they want to have the Sister Wives Closet be on a bigger scale. They need help. They want to have a larger production. All these things that would make sense if there was more of a demand for their product. But apparently they know something that we don't know. So Christine is sitting at the head of the table. Cody looks at her and says, "Really?" And she gets up and she moves and she says, "Sorry." She moves to another seat. As she's going to that other seat, we hear Janelle say, "That's the head too," because she goes to the opposite end. Did his ego really require for him to be at the head of the table? It's not dinner time. Have a seat. I just feel like when men feel like, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I think that I have more female viewers than I have male viewers, but I just feel like the seat doesn't really matter. Now, if you have a preference, you have a preference. I'll be, aware of it, but he just had to be at the head. And then Janelle like saying, "That's the head too." Girl, sit down. So he then moves the chair from the other end that Christine was going to sit in and puts it directly beside Janelle. so that he is the only one at the head of the table. Now, some of the wives are laughing at this, but I don't find this funny because to me, Cody wasn't making a jokey face. He looked a little annoyed. And I see that Christine is kind of like, you know, making fun, but even her, like, you can kind of tell when Christine is genuinely happy about some things versus when she's just putting on for the camera. And I just, it's something about it with Cody that didn't feel right to me. Because even the way Meri was looking at Christine, Meri was looking at Christine like she was shocked, like she did something that was just unspeakable by going to sit at the other end of the table. I don't know. Christine said that she's nervous about having an investor because if they have an investor, then that means that there will be other people that will get some form of their profit. Robin, however, is like, anything to kind of help things along, and that, she would love to see them become even bigger. They all agree that eventually they want to be in the store. We then see everybody else leaves. It's Sunday night, and Cody is at Robin's house, and we see him washing dishes, something that he would never do at Christine's. I pay attention to some of the things that Cody does now because it really is. When Christine said that she would see the different ways that he acted at her home versus some of the other wives' homes like Robin, it really is clear because at Christine's home, he wasn't even willing to help her by cutting anything, let alone cleaning a dish. He used to sit there in the sofa, or he would go in the bedroom and fall asleep, and she would have to force him to come and try to help her. Whereas here, he's volunteering it. So Robin says, "I love seeing you wash dishes. And he says, "I do it because it turns you on." We see Robin smiling about it. Then she's talking about how they're going to go, prepare to tuck in the kids. And Cody looks at her and says, Dayton is 14 now. Does he really need to be tucked in? Everybody has different thoughts about that. I don't remember what age I stopped tucking in my son. I know that we always say goodnight and we love each other, but I don't remember what age I stopped tucking him in. I don't think I was tucking him. No, I don't. I definitely won't tuck him in at 14. Not that anything's wrong with it, but yeah. Anyways, so Robin responds by saying that she read in a parenting book that it's really important to talk to your kids and give them alone time to express themselves. I agree that it's important to do that, but who said that it has to be at bedtime? I talk to my son all the time. When he was little, it would be over books. Now that he's older, it may be over dinner. It may be while we're playing a game. I may sit and watch him play one of his video games. It may be while I'm in my bedroom laying across the bed and he comes in my room and sits on the ottoman. It varies, but nobody said it has to be at bedtime. But that was her explanation for it. Cody says that he has been putting the kids to bed since he was courting her, which makes me wonder if this is an every night thing that he does, or if this is just on the nights that he's there. Because something about the way he said it made me kind of feel like it's an every night thing. I could be wrong. You all let me know down below. We hear yet again about Dayton having Asperger's because, we're going to hear this a lot of times, as if not to say that it does not cause some delays or some difficulties or some quirkiness, but people with Asperger's are very intelligent. So the fact that Robin is telling us this and she's saying despite him having this, he's intelligent, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he makes good grades. They have problems with some of them focusing, some of them with communication, some of them, with socialization. It just varies. Anyways, so Robin is talking to Dayton about the gift that they got for him. And it must have been something expensive because she said that the person in the store assumed that he was spoiled. And she's like, he's not spoiled. She had to tell him he's not spoiled. I mean, he makes almost straight A's, and Cody's like, and he's on student government, and they're just bragging about him in this moment, which you should do. Brag about your child. I'm not going to knock it. Even though I want to say something slick, I'm not going to do it because if the roles were reversed and it was my moment and I was on national television, I'd be bragging about my child too, okay? Cody says that he doesn't feel like Dayton really has Asperger's. He just feels like he's quirky, that unlike the other kids, his personality type opens up to him more. And I wonder if one of those reasons is because it seems like he spends more time with him. In Robin's household, Cody is made to feel like he is king. Even though we know that Robin is truly the one that's controlling his movements and the things that he's doing, she has managed to make him feel like he is the head, and that matters to him. The kids in that household are very affectionate with him because we see him even kissing the little girls on their mouths goodnight, which is something that he craves. He craves affection. He craves being doted upon. He craves feeling like he is the man, which we know. We see this even now. Janelle said it. I can't remember if it was this season or last, but she made the statement how one of the reasons why Cody, was so good with the kids when they were younger is because they didn't question him. They just felt like, he was this superb guy and they fell in line. Whereas now they have a little bit of pushback. So Cody likes them when they are this age, or when they don't question him, or when they make him feel like he is the man. Y'all, I lost my spot. Okay, we later see Cody take Dayton on a one-on-one birthday trip to the racetrack. Now, we've seen lots of other kids' birthdays on this show at this point, and I do not recall TLC 6 seasons in ever showing Cody taking a child out for some one-on-one time with him. I don't remember it. I remember him taking children, like the little girls, when he took them to get some stuff for their moms or to get the things for their Secret Santa gifts. But I do not recall him taking a child one-on-one. Let me know in the comment section if this is the first time that we've seen this or not. Cody, after he's done with him and they have a good time, he goes over to Meri's house to take Meri out for her birthday. Meri wants him to look like some guy that she likes, so she straightened his hair. We then see them go out to a bistro to eat. While at the bistro, she shows Cody that she got her transcripts from Utah Valley University in the mail because she wants to pursue the college education that she started and finish it at UNLV. He says that he loves the idea about her going back to college, which Meri seemed extremely shocked by this, which makes me wonder, what did he say before that she was so apprehensive about it? Because I can't see her just being like this out of thin air. I kind of wonder what he said to her off camera about this decision. So she tells him she was nervous that he wasn't going to agree. Rather than being excited for her, even though he says he's happy for her and he's smiling, he immediately starts talking about Robin and how she's going to freak out because she needs you and I need you. Your wife just told you that she is ready to go back to school to complete her education because you know that she has a desire to work with youth, right? She tells you this and you immediately bring it back to your other wife to talk about how it's going to affect them. Why should Meri be concerned about Robin freaking out about her wanting to go back to school? It is not Meri's job to be there to help Robin. Robin needs to learn how to do something other than laying on her back and complaining. I'm sorry if y'all are offended by me saying that, but I got to keep it real. One thing I'm always going to do on this channel is speak my mind. Robin has managed to make it to 7 seasons at this point, because we're in season 7, and I still don't know what she does. Do you all know what she does? In 7 seasons, the only job that we're aware of her having is Sister Wives Closet. And I guess she mothers a little bit because she has a nanny and people to help with that too. So what does Robin do? Meri apparently does a lot for the Sister Wives business. that I didn't think was that much in demand, because Cody is talking about the business and things of that nature. And Cody says, Robin's going to be a little concerned, but she'll support you once she stops freaking out. Cody then says, do you really think she's going to have a problem with it? Meri says, yes, but at this point, I've been supportive of her and her dream, the dream that she has, and I need her to support me in my dream, because the Sister Wives Closet is not my dream. The only person who had this dream for the Sister Wives Closet was Robin. Let's be clear and let's recall. Janelle wanted to do the gym business. She really got into fitness, and at some point the family really wanted to do it too. Then she also wanted to do real estate. Now, the family said no, or Cody said no to the gym business once Janelle created her business proposal. Remember business proposal, because that's going to come into play later on. Once he saw how much the starting costs were, he was against it. He didn't want to put that much of their money into it since their investor had backed out, right? Christine was supposed to be doing real estate. But once she passed her exam and she started to find out how much Mona was working, she no longer wanted to do real estate because she didn't feel like she was going to have the time for it. So by default, Christine started saying, okay, well, I'll help out with the Sister Wives Closet. The only reason they did the Sister Wives Closet is because it was Robin's dream. Robin is the one who gifted them with the Sister Wives necklaces with the charms that she made and said, this is the business that I want to do. This all happened because of Robin, right? So Meri says, my one request from you is don't say anything to Robin. I would like to tell her myself. I want to talk to her about it. And he agrees. Now, I think Cody might have actually not said anything, because when they did talk, Robin did look a little shocked, but I'm not sure. So we then see Cody and Meri dance, and they look like they're having a good time. They arrive back home. That's the end of his Monday. Now it's Tuesday, and it is Christine and Cody time. So he is at Christine's house saying that he's looking forward to relaxation. But John, who is McKelty's boyfriend, is coming over for dinner. At this point, it's been a month. Yet they're going to talk to these children about the danger zones, even though they've been dating for a month. I'm not saying do not talk to your children, but I do think that certain conversations should involve the other child's parents, because your beliefs may not be my beliefs. Say whatever you want to say to your daughter, but when it comes to my son, I want to be involved. That's just me. Y'all tell me what you think. So he tells them kissing and holding hands are the danger zones, which made me wonder what were the danger zones for him and Robin, because they were doing all those things by the time we saw him courting her on camera. He says to the guy, John, she has my biology. So I know she holds your hand. She really likes you. She holds your hand. She's really going to like you. He said she's going to think she's in love with you. When you kiss a person, you're kissing, and the hormones that are in your mouth then goes into their mouth, and it registers certain things that will stimulate both the heart and the body for other reasons. The last time I checked, what's in your mouth is called DNA. I'm sorry. Cody sounds stupid. As I said earlier, this is a conversation that he should have just had with McKelty. Talk with your daughter about this. They're right there in your home. What are they going to do? The other times they see each other is at school. Tell them certain things, but this was so cringy. He then gives some analogy to the Bible or whatever, and the boy didn't understand it. And then McKelty says, so you're basically saying if I kiss him, then when I marry my husband, I'm basically taking that kiss away from my husband because I've given it to somebody else. So cringe. and makes me be happy I wasn't a part of the household. Everybody can have whatever talk they want to have with their kids, but this would not be the way that my talk was. It's not the way my talk went at all. I was very honest with my child about everything, about the emotions that come with certain things, and how at this age I feel like it's more than he can handle. But if he were to want to go down a certain road and he doesn't feel like talking to me, his mother, that these are the males in the family that you're allowed to go to. You got uncles, you got a pop, you got some cousins. Pick. But what Cody was doing was cringy to me. And for some odd reason, Christine felt that the conversation went really well. These people are so naive. Cody claims that he's had this talk with other kids, and other kids have came to him after getting lectures like this and saying, "Dad, you're right." I don't know how right it is. I don't know what they experience. We don't even know if that's true. But if it works for their family, so be it. It made me feel uncomfortable watching it. We then see Meri and Cody talking about the Lehigh house. And I didn't quite understand this because I don't understand why the whole family isn't talking about this. So basically, they are still paying. They still own this house, which means I think they're still paying a mortgage for it because I don't think they owned it outright. So they're still paying on this house, but they have family renting it. And they've decided, I guess something happened, so they're going to just go ahead and remodel some things. So Cody and Meri are looking at this drawing that Meri had done of the home that is not to scale. So because it's not to scale, Cody is getting extremely irritated with Meri. He says he thought he was going to have facts to get started on what they needed to do, and now they have no information. He said these contractors want some business, then they need to do a design. Cody is one of those people who feels like he knows everything and has certain expectations, but is willing to skip over steps in order to get those things done, or feels like he knows exactly what to do to get those things done, yet he's not doing it. So she says, I don't know what to do here, because he's fussing about it. He says in a very condescending tone, do I need to go to Utah myself to meet with the contractors myself to get this done? I would have told him, since you know so much, yeah, go ahead and go to Utah. Go ahead and do it. Because that was a dumb question to ask her. She said, maybe you should take over because I don't know what I'm doing. He says, you go to the contractor and say, we have this much space. Can we do this? Yes or no? She said, that's what I did. And this drawing that I gave you is what they gave me. He said, I wouldn't pay the contractors for that. So my thing is, if you wouldn't pay them for that, then go find new ones. And then Meri's like, well, we didn't pay him for it. Meri is over it. Meri wants to do like what she always does and kind of back off because she doesn't like getting in it with Cody. Cody doesn't understand why this is turning into something, and Meri says that we just keep misunderstanding each other. No, it's not that y'all are misunderstanding each other. It's that y'all aren't listening to each other, and you went into something not understanding what you're supposed to do. You're not going to understand one another when you don't even understand the task that you're supposed to be doing. It sounds like y'all needed some help from somebody else with this situation because it's the blind leading the blind. Oy, oy, oy. He says, go to the contractor and say that you need this to be a finished product. The house has to be sellable. And she says condescendingly, okay, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I just don't understand why Meri's over this project. If she doesn't understand what she's doing, then take it over, Cody, since you know so much. Later, we see him with Janelle because now it's him and Janelle's anniversary. And he's wetting his hair and he's putting his hair into a ponytail because this is how Janelle likes it. So he had it straight in that one day for Meri's time. Now he's putting it in a ponytail because this is how Janelle likes it. And I said, this is how Janelle likes it, but Janelle must not like him because he was really showing how much of a receding hairline thing that he has going on. Maddie says that the whole thing looks awful. She doesn't know why her mother likes it. And she's like, and I'm with Maddie. It does look awful. We see Janelle and Cody head out. And I can't help but notice that Robin's child, Aurora, is over there playing with Gabe. Even though we're told that they have been treated so badly and left out since day one, why then was Aurora at Janelle's house? See? An example of yet another time Robin lied. Because if she was treated so badly, why would she want to be over that house? We find out that it has now been 21 years that they've been married and they've found this new romantic spot. Cody says to Janelle, I really like you and I'm really in love with you and I'm really proud of you with all your fitness stuff. So Cody, who has told us recently in one of the one-on-ones that he never was in love with any of these women, is he sitting here telling Janelle that he loved her. And I'm going to be honest, in this scene, he does seem like he loves her. He's looking at her differently. He's extremely drawn to her. Now, that could be the physical aspect that he talks about because, you know, Janelle just wants him for his abs and his pecs, you know. But he was highly attracted to her when she started losing this weight. We saw it with the couple episodes ago when she went walking on the marathon and she had that close-fitting shirt. Janelle looks good, and he's finding it enjoyable looking at her and being around her. They both agree that certain things happened in the last couple of years, and they were in a really dark place with the whole Vegas move and her not working and him not working and how they worked through it. And now they're in this place where there's been a stimulation of a more romantic relationship. He says it's nice to not only be in love, but be in like, which implies that at times he did not like his wives. We then see that the chick that is struggling, before I leave that, they go home. The kids are there to greet them. It's 10 o'clock. They got to work in the morning, but they're going to have a good night. That's the end of his night with Janelle. It's next day. He's heading over to Robin's. And as I said in my notes, the chick that is struggling with 4 kids needs to talk to Cody about how she's not sure if she wants a 5th child. She's working hard for Sister Wives Closet, and she can't have another baby if her workload isn't decreased. Listen to her line again, because how much work does she have to do when they're not making those type of sales? Who's buying that mess? Did anybody, I asked this before, has anybody bought anything from Sister Wives Closet? Just let me know. That girl has 3 school-age kids at this point. What is the problem? Why is she so overwhelmed? Meanwhile, Cody is stunned by what she's saying because he immediately thinks about Meri's secret. And she says he looks stunned. He's not excited. He doesn't seem to really know what to say. She then says to him, like she doesn't already know the answer to this, well, do you want more kids? I don't even know if you want to have more kids. Like, he hasn't said multiple times on this show that he wants more kids. I know that he wants more kids. When y'all were sitting there doing what is it? The stupid, I can't think. I can't think. I want to say morality clause. That's not what they did. Whatever the little agreement, the commitment ceremony, when they were doing the commitment ceremony and they were writing up their stuff, they were in Nancy's, and Janelle at one point was talking about other wives, and he says, no, he's not. He doesn't see himself having more wives, but he does see himself having more children. Who else was he going to have the children with? We already know that Janelle is done and Christine is done, and Meri, she can't have any naturally, and he told her no. So only other person left is Robin. So why is she trying to act like she didn't know this? Like they haven't had these talks when he told us that they had these talks. And she told us that I'm going to go in some more. And she told us that she needed Meri to hurry up and make a decision so her and Cody could get started on their adding more to their family, as did he. So what is she talking about? Okay. So she wants him to jump up and down and wants him to have another baby with her, even though she's still babying her current baby, because that baby can't even sleep in the crib alone. So you gonna have 2 babies in the bed? Just wondering. They meet up with the investor for My Sister Wives Closet, and I thoroughly enjoyed this scene because their bubbles were popped. Stan and Amy are supposed to be friends of Cody that he met some kind of way through business. Cody claims that the business is doing very well, but it's costing them a lot of money. If it's doing very well, then you should be making some form of profit and not feel like it's costing you so much money because you're making back up for it. They have, he says, according to them, they have an online business. They're trying to display in the store that we saw, and they want a brick and mortar store. So trying and actually doing are two different things. So at this point, even though he gave those three examples, currently all they have is the online shop. So that whole thing that we saw with them visiting that casino and looking at that store to put the stuff in there, I don't know what happened with it, but currently they're trying to get their stuff in there, which means it's still not in there unless they film this out of order. They came into this meeting with no business plan, and he wants guidance with it. As I said earlier, Janelle is capable of writing a business plan because she wrote one for the gym business. So I find this interesting that one wasn't written for Sister Wives Closet. Oh, wait, that's something that Robin supposedly had done. Remember? Weren't we told that Robin presented a business plan? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we were told that Robin presented a business plan. Robin never presented a business plan because if she did, they would have at least that to present to them. They lie about everything. Stan says, have you done evaluations on the company? They say no. Cody then says in confessional, he went in for advice, but it looks like they're looking at this like it's a presentation. You said that you're talking to people who have big money. If you want advice, call your friend, but you don't go into his place of business unprepared because they came in there ready to really hear and see some things, whereas y'all came there to have a chit chat and a moment to record with TLC. Did we not see him fussing at Meri about this contract and the whole sketching the home thing and her not being prepared? And here he comes in without a business plan. Okay. So Stan basically says, you should have this in hand. A business plan should be something that you come in here with. If this was someone else, the meeting basically would have been over. If this was one of my business partners, they wouldn't even continue to see you. Janelle said that at this point, they all look stupid and they look like little kids playing house. They then talk about what it would look like as far as them investing. And he says, we would invest. We normally whatever we invest, we normally expect to receive 30% of the profits. If they do what they're supposed to do, then they'll have no problems with them because they'll stay in their lane. They'll pay whatever they got to pay. They'll get their kickback and they'll keep it moving. But if they do not, they could take the business. We see them look a little worried. Cody says, my question to you is, have we got a viable business? You want the man to tell you this and you haven't brought in anything for him to look at to determine that. But just on the little bit that you said to him, he says, right now, if you were to meet with my partners, they would basically chew you up and spit you out, which is a no. So they're going to go back to the drawing board and try to, meet up with them again after they do some of the things that they've asked. Okay. So it's now another day. It's Cody's 46th birthday and they're throwing him a party. He said when he was younger, his dad thought he was the most irresponsible. And now he would probably be looking at him wondering how he pulled it off. Interesting that out of all things, that's what he points out. Goes back to me saying that Cody was always trying to fulfill a role and to please his father. They claim that the meeting with the investors was a jumpstart. And by they, I mean like Cody and Robin. Meri then awkwardly talks to Robin and asks her if she could talk to her alone. She does this on Cody's birthday. They always put the perfect time in. But she says, can I talk to you one-on-one? And we see them leave and go to Meri's house. And She talks for a little bit and then finally tells Robin that she's going to go back to school. She says she doesn't want Robin to feel like she's being abandoned. And she tells her, I'm going back to school in fall semester. And Robin goes, she says, Meri telling her this took everything in her not to walk out the door. How selfish does that sound, seriously? That your sister wife, who she is the advocate for, remember that's what we've always been told, tells you that she wants to go back to school to further her education, and you want to walk out because you're so distraught. Robin said, I thought you and I were doing this business together. Meri said, we are, but this is your dream. It's not mine. Robin says that she feels ditched. Who cares? I don't like how Robin tried to make her feel guilty in this moment, because it was like, how am I going to do this without you? I need you. I feel ditched. I thought we were in this together. This is supposed to be you and I. Use one of your other sister wives. Robin then says how it's irritating to her because they are on the verge of growing and expanding this business, that things are growing. And Meri is saying that she wants to go back to school. Things are not growing. The investors, were we in the same meeting? You see how she twists things, you guys? Were we in the same meeting? Because the meeting that I just listened to doesn't sound like anything's growing. It sounds like you're in the same spot where you were. But yet she wants Meri to feel bad because the business is supposedly growing, even though y'all don't even have a basic business plan, right? So Robin says she feels like she's, at school trying to want everybody to want it. We've heard season after season at this point about this stupid Sister Wives closet. And these ladies have worked with Robin time and time again. Everybody doesn't want it. The only person who wants it is you. Janelle already told you that she felt like it was going to be a hobby business. And you try to pull her in by encouraging her to doing some plus size clothing. And I don't know what's happening with that. She said, Meri, you were the one person that I thought I could count on. She then tells us that she thought that she had Meri 100%. Well, of course you did. Because you've had your little puppeteer thing and you were moving the strings how you wanted them to be moved with Meri for a while. So perish the thought that Meri finally think for herself and do something for herself. At the end, Robin says she's tired of working the business so hard. And I'm not tired for Rob. I'm not sorry for Robin. I feel like Robin isn't really working the business that hard. I think that Robin has done a good job of doing much like Cody and making it herself seem like she's doing more than what she's actually doing. Sorry if this was all over the place. You guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. The family is growing. And hopefully, if all goes well, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until next time.